Hello friends, in this lecture we'll see the revision of surface area and volume. Okay, so surface area and volumes. Okay, so we'll quickly see first of all the formulas in the tabular form, total surface area, curved surface area and the volume of different shapes. So here we'll see total lateral surface area LSA, also known as curved surface area. Then next is total surface area and then is volume. Okay, so we'll see for all the solid shapes. We'll start with the cuboid. Okay, just we have to see the formulas and then we'll start the questions. Okay, so for cuboid, I'll start with cuboid. Curved surface area is 2HL plus B. Now curved surface area or lateral surface area, that means area of four walls. Total surface area is twice of LB plus BH plus HL and volume is LBH. That is for cuboid. Now next we will see for cube. Okay, after cube we'll see for the cylinder, then sphere, hemisphere, then cone. Okay, so next is cube. For cube, lateral surface area or area of wall is 4a square. Total surface area is 6a square and volume is a cube. After this, we will see the cylinder, lateral surface area, or okay, here actually we use curved surface area, that is 2 pi r h. Total surface area 2 pi r plus h. Okay, then volume pi r square h. Then after cylinder we will see for cone. Next is for cone, lateral surface area is pi r l. Okay, total surface area is pi r plus l. Okay, and volume is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Over here we can add one more formula. L is root of r square plus h square. Okay, that is for cone. Now next is sphere. For sphere, lateral surface area and the curved surface area is the same thing, that is 4 pi r square. Whether I say curved surface area or whether I say total surface area, because it has only one type of surface, that is curved. And volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. And finally last one is hemisphere. So the last one is for hemisphere. All its formulas are almost half of the spheres. Okay, so last is hemisphere. For hemisphere, curved surface area is 3 pi r square. Total surface area is, sorry, curved surface area is 2 pi r square. Total surface area is 3 pi r square and volume is 2 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so that is all about the surface area and volumes formulas. Now there was one more shape, that is frustum, that is deducted from your syllabus this year. Okay, so these are the formulas. Now we'll see some questions based on this. Which type of questions uh, can be asked in your exam, that we'll see. Okay, so generally in your exam they do ask the question of the combination of the solid. That means if two shapes are joined in a particular way, then what will be the volume of that particular combination, or whatever what will be the total surface area of the that combination. So let us see, the very first question is two cubes whose volumes are given join end to end, then you have to find the surface area of the resulting cuboid. So if we join two cubes, then and the edge of the each cube is given, not directly but it is given, as the volume of the cube is given, so definitely it is possible to find the edge of the each cube. And these two cubes are joined end to end, then you have to find the volume of the, sorry, you have to find the total surface area of the cuboid so formed. Okay, this is the cuboid if we join two cubes end to end. So we have to find the total surface area of cuboid. Now the only thing that you have to concentrate to get the cuboid, what you need, its formula, that is 2lb plus bh plus hl. Okay, that is the TSA of the solid. Now it means you need this length, this is the length, this is the height, and this is the breadth. These three dimensions you need. Now it is given volume of the cube is given. We know volume of the cube is a cube. So a cube equal to 64, that is a is equal to 4. That means edge of this cube is 4. So that means this much is 4. Okay, this is also 4. And if we join this, then we'll get the length of the cuboid. That means for cuboid, length will be 8. And height and breadth are going to be same. That means B will be 4 as well as H will be 4. Now using these three values, by putting them over here, you will be able to get its total surface area. Okay, so now let us see the next question. Okay, calculation part I am leaving for you. Just we'll see how to solve the question, not the calculation part. Okay, now next question. Question number 3, it's first I am taking. A toy is in the form of a cone of radius 3.5. There is a toy which is in the form of a cone, mounted on a hemisphere. Okay, cone is mounted on a hemisphere. That means its diagram will be something like this. This is the cone and this is mounted on a hemisphere. Okay, now what we have to find, okay, I'm not discussing what is its radius, what is its height. Definitely we'll discuss that, but first of all, what we have to find, its total surface area. Now whenever they ask the total surface area of the combination, it does not mean that you have to find the total surface area of these two solid figures separately and then add. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to add the total surface area of cone and the total surface area of hemisphere. Total surface area of the solid is the area over where we can paint. In that way you can identify what areas we have to take and what areas we have to exclude. So here when I have to find the total surface area of this type of solid, easily I can see I can paint on the curved surface area of cone as well as curved surface area of the hemisphere. So if I add the CSA of cone and CSA of hemisphere, I'll be able to get the total surface area of the solid. Now CSA of, or here either I write the total surface area of the solid, or better to write required surface area. Required surface area is what? CSA of cone plus CSA of hemisphere. Now CSA of cone formula pi r l, and CSA of hemisphere pi 2 pi r h, 2 pi r h. Now here I use the same symbol r because the radius of these two shapes is same. This is mounted on that, that means they have the same radius. If the shapes have different radius, then I have to use different symbol. Now let us see the remaining part, that means whether we have L, R and H or not. Now see the question. radius is 3.5, that means r is 3.5, that is given directly. Then the total height of the toy is given. Total height of the toy is given 15.5. Okay, this much is 15.5 total height. Okay, what else we need? We need the L, that is slant height of the cone. And to get the slant height of the cone, we must have the height of cone as well as radius of cone. Radius of cone is given 3.5. Now we need this slant height, sorry, this height. Now this is the radius, that means whatever is the radius of the cone is the radius of the sphere as well, hemisphere as well. So this is 3.5, this is also 3.5, this is also radius. So this total is 15.5. This total is 15.5. Now if I subtract this is 3.5, so but obvious I will get the remaining length. That means 15.5 minus 3.5 gives me the height of the cone. So I have the height of the cone, I have the radius of the cone. So with the help of the Pythagoras theorem, I'll be able to get its slant height, and then by keeping the values, it is easy to get the final answer. Now here, before you move, you can take pi r common, advisable, which makes your calculation part little bit easy. Okay, so pi is 22/7. Now so many of you are getting confused what to take pi. So read the instruction before you start the question paper. In general, it is written at the top of the instruction that value of pi is 22/7. If it is written that value, then you have to use that value. Otherwise, you can use any value. So here it is not written, so I'm taking 22/7 only. Radius is 3.5. L you have to find 2 into h. H is 12. So just by putting the values, you'll be able to get the total surface area of the solid or the required surface area of the solid. Okay, now next question, question number 4. It's first one. A cubical block of side 7 centimeter is surmounted by a hemisphere. Okay, a cubical block of side 7 centimeter is surmounted by a hemisphere. What is the greatest diameter hemisphere can have? Simply, if I draw the top view, so on the top of the cubical block there is a hemisphere. So but obvious, diameter of the hemisphere will be equal to the edge of the cube, isn't it? This must be the maximum diameter of the hemisphere which is surmounted on a cube. Now what you have to find the surface area of the total solid. Now let me draw the diagram. Okay, see again here the only thing that you have to understand, total surface area of solid does not mean that you have to find the total surface area of hemisphere and cone and then their addition. Definitely it does not mean that. See, this is a cubical block, and just on the cubical block there is a hemispherical block. On the cubical block there is a hemispherical hemisphere is kept on that, surmounted on that. So what you have to find, the surface area of the solid. Now see, it's a cubical block. It's a cubical block. So if I talk about area, total surface area, so I told you to find the total surface area of the solid, you have to think on which portions of the solid you can paint. So definitely we can paint on the all four walls of this cube. Okay, so I can say required area must contain LSA of cube, isn't it? As well as I can paint on its base, so I can say base area of cube. Now base area of cube is in which shape? It is in the shape of a square. Now what about this upper surface? See, this is kept over here, surmounted over here, then it is not possible to paint on this section, isn't it? There is a hemisphere which is kept over there. So if I paint on the hemisphere, this circular portion remains unpainted, isn't it? But these four corners here can be painted. So other than this, I can write CSA of hemisphere plus CSA of hemisphere. Okay, curved surface area of hemisphere. Now these four portions painted, but this circular portion cannot be painted. So here I can write area of top minus area of circle plus area of top of cube minus area of circle. So these all gives you the required area. Now this is LSA of cube, that is actually 4a square. So first put the formulas and then put the value. So LSA of cube 4a square, base area of cube a square, CSA of hemisphere 2 pi r square, area of top of cube a square, area of circle pi r square. Now do check 4a square plus a square plus a square. So this gives you 6a square plus pi r square. Okay, so now you have to put the value of a and r. Now we'll see what is the value of a cubical block of side 7 centimeters. That means a equal to 7. And we know that the hemisphere is kept on that. That means diameter of hemisphere is equal to the side of the cube. So radius of this hemisphere is going to be half of that. That means r will be 7 by 2 and a is 7. Just by keeping the values over here, you will be able to get your final answer. The only thing that you have to understand, which areas you have to include, which areas you have to exclude, which areas you have to subtract to get the total area to be painted or the total surface area of a solid figure. Okay. Now next I am taking question number 7, its first part. A tent is in a shape of a cylinder surmounted by a conical top. There is a tent which is cylindrical surmounted by a conical top. That means base of the tent is cylindrical in this way and its top is in the shape of a cone in this way. Okay, this is the shape of the tent. Now we'll read it further. If the height and the diameter of the cylindrical part are 2.1 and 4, that means height and the diameter. Height is 2.1 of cylindrical part, height is 2.1 and diameter is 4. Okay, for the cylindrical part we have diameter as well as this. Okay, if the height and the diameter of the cylindrical part are this and slant height of the top, slant height, that means definitely they are talking about this slant height. This is 2.8 meters, slant height is given. Okay, for the cone slant height is given. Find the area of the canvas used for making the tent. So how much canvas it is required to make this tent? That means how much material we have to find is used. So material is used to make its curved surface area as well as curved surface area of this. See, this portion is here the material is not being used. Similarly, the base is also material less. We do not use material at the base of the tent. We do not use the material over here as well. Okay, that means total surface area or the total material required is the CSA of cone plus CSA of cylinder. Now for CSA of cone we have pi r L. So L is given, radius is given. Because this is a 10, that means whatever is the radius of the cylindrical portion is the radius of the conical portion. So radius for these two is same. Diameter is 4, radius is 2. For this, height is given. For this, slant height is given. So each and every variable is given to you directly. So what we will do, required area is equal to pi r l plus 2 pi r h. I can take pi r common, l plus 2h. This is almost similar to the previous sum. R is given, L is given, as well as H is given. So each and everything is given, just you have to keep the value to get the final answer. Okay, now question number 9, its first part. Question number 9, its first part. Question number 9 says a wooden article was made by scooping out a hemisphere from each end of a solid. Okay, there is a cylinder and a hemisphere is scooped out. Scooped out, that means taken out. Okay, a hemisphere is taken out from each of its ends. You can see the diagram in the material itself. Okay, a hemisphere is taken out from this, then what we have to find, we have to find the total surface area of the article. Again, radius of the base and the height of the cylinder is given. Okay, so see, when you take out something, definitely volume will be decreased, but area will increase. How? See, when you take out a hemispherical cavity or hemispherical portion out of this, you will be able to see one hemispherical depression over there. And as you are able to see the hemispherical depression over there, it is possible to paint on that, it is possible to color on that. So in that case, actually we have to add that area. As I told you, whenever you have to find the total surface area of the combination of solid, simply you have to check on what portions of the solid it is possible to paint or color. So here it is possible to paint or colored on the CSA of cylinder, CSA of cylinder, as well as it is possible to paint on this hemispherical depression. And one thing more, there are two such depressions. Okay, hemispherical scoop is out from each end of the solid cylinder. So plus 2 into CSA of hemisphere. Now just we'll put the formula, that is 2 pi r h. Now if you read the question, you will find the hemisphere and the cylinder have the same radius. So I will use the same symbol. Hemisphere of cylinder is curved surface area of hemisphere is 2 pi r square. 2 pi r square. So simply here can take 2 pi r common. 2 pi r is taken common. So h 2 pi r. So plus 2r. 2 into 22 upon 7. Now radius is given. How much it is? It is 3.5 and height is 10. It is 3.5 and height is 10. So this gives you the total surface area of the solid. Okay, next we will see question number 10th, its first part. Question number 10th, its first part. Question number 10 says a solid is in the shape of a cone standing on a hemisphere. A solid is a shape of a cone standing on a hemisphere. Something like this. This is a hemisphere. Okay, and a solid, this is the shape of a cone and which is standing on a hemisphere. Something like this is the solid. Okay, both being radius is equal to 1 centimeter. Radius of this cone as well as this hemisphere is 1. Okay, radius is 1. Radius is 1. Height of the cone is equal to its radius. Height of the cone is equal to its radius. That means h is also 1. Now what we have to find the volume of the solid in terms of pi. Now here you have to find the solid. When we have to find the volume of the combination of figure, simply we can say we have to add the volumes, or in some cases we have to subtract the volume. If a conical or a hemispherical cavity or depression is made out, then in that case we'll subtract the volume. Here two types of, here you can see, suppose there is a small hole, so that we can fill any liquid in this, then but obvious the total volume it can hold is the volume of the hemisphere plus volume of the cone. So total volume is equal to, or required volume is equal to, volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. Volume of cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Volume of hemisphere 2 by 3 pi r cube. Over here values are very small, r is 1, h is 1, so I am putting it directly. R is 1, so 1 square, 1 square. Simply from here I will get pi by 3. From here I will get 2 pi by 3. That is 3 pi by 3. And finally answer is pi centimeter cube. Here you have to keep one thing in this particular chapter, you have to keep this thing carefully, that you have to write the uh, unit at the final answer. Okay, and before you start you have also observed that check whether the all dimensions have the same unit or not. Okay, so this was the one of the question related to volume. Okay, now next question we'll see that question number 12. Okay, question number 12. Okay, question number 12, no, we'll see, better to see question number 13th. A pen stand made of wood. It is in the shape of cuboid with 4 conical depression to hold pen. You can see the figure in the material. Okay, pen stand, it is in a shape of cuboid and the 4 conical depressions are made so that we can put a pen in that. It can hold the pen. Okay, dimension of cuboid are given 15 by 10 by 3.5. That means for cuboid we have dimension LBHS 15, 10 and 3.5. 15, okay, 10 and 3.5. All are in centimeter. Further it is given, see, first thing that should understand that cuboidal block is there and the conical depressions are made. That means some material is taken out. Now ultimately they are asking how much volume of wood is in the entire pen stand. Okay, so simply we can say volume of cuboid minus volume of those 4 small cones. Okay, now volume of cuboid, it's very easy, L into B into H. Now what about volume of cone? For that what we need? Formula, but obvious, and for formula to get the volume we need radius and height. Okay, now we have to check whether the radius and height of that cone is given or not, and whether that is given in centimeter or not. So the radius of each of depression is 0.5. That means radius is 0.5 and depth is 1.4. So R is 0.5, H is 1.4. So here we can say required volume. I told you to get the volume of the combination, either you have to add the volumes or you have to subtract the volumes. So required volume is equal to volume of cuboid minus 4 into volume of cone, because 4 such depressions have been made. Okay, so volume of cuboid is LBH and volume of cone is pi r square h. See here this h and this h, I intentionally took capital because um, there is h over here as well, so I have to make the different, I have to take the different symbols. Now this LBH is given, this R and H is given, just you have to keep the value to get the answer. Okay, okay, now we'll see question number question number 16th. Okay, question number 16th. A solid consisting of a right circular cone. A solid consisting of right circular cone of height 120 centimeter. Right circular cone. A solid consisting of right circular cone. Okay, something like this. Suppose we have a cone in this way. Okay, solid consisting of right circular cone of height 120 centimeter and radius 60 centimeter, standing on a hemisphere. Now this is standing on a hemisphere. Okay, for this cone, for cone, height is given, radius is given. Height is 120, radius is 60. Height is 120, radius is 60. And as this is standing on a hemisphere, but obvious, the radius of the hemisphere is also 60. Now this is placed, this solid which is consisting of a cone and a hemisphere is placed upright in a right circular cylinder. This is placed upright in a right circular cylinder. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is kept inside a cylinder. Okay, something like this. This is kept inside a inside a cylinder which is full of water such that it touches the bottom. This cylinder is full of water. Find the volume water left in the cylinder. How much volume will be left in the cylinder? Suppose it is first of all it is full of the water. Okay, now when we keep this solid inside this, definitely some water will come out. Okay, so we have to find how much water will be there after we'll keep this solid uh, inside a cylinder. So simply we can say, see, this uh, solid will replace some space which must be equal to the volume of water which is uh, came out because of this solid. So volume of water left must be equal to volume of cylinder, volume of cylinder minus volume of this solid. Okay, now volume of cylinder we know it is pi r square h. Okay, now volume of solid, that is volume of cone. Okay, volume of cone plus volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. Okay, now we need know the formula of all these. Pi r square h minus volume of cone 1 by 3 pi. Okay, r is same, so here again I am using r square and here I am using h, small h, and volume of hemisphere, that is 2 by 3 pi r cube. So radius is same for cone, for hemisphere as well as for cylinder. Height of the cylinder is given, height of the cone is given, and that's it. By keeping the values of r and h, definitely you will be able to get the final answer. Okay, so okay, so that is all about revision of this. See, in this particular chapter, as I told you, the portion related to the related to the frustum of cone has been deducted from your syllabus, as well as the question related where we convert one type of solid into another type of solid, that is volume conversion related question is also deleted from your syllabus. So that is all about this lecture. Thank you.